Hello and welcome to the Nerd Alternative podcast, a sweet melting pot of all things nerdy. This week we have a very special episode ahead where we got to sit down and talk to Iyana Halley and Leah Jeffries about the motion blockbuster Beast, dropping this August 26th. We hope you enjoy this interview as much as we did recording it.
Let's start off with how are you both?
Good. How are you
Good.
guys?
How are you?
We're
Doing
good.
pretty well. Doing pretty well.
Yeah,
It's good.
that's good to hear.
Right. From filming TV and domestic movies, how was it like to film in Africa and what stuck with you the most?
I feel like it was the locations that they took us was really so amazing. Like it could not get any better. And like some of the places we were around, it was like water and then you see the beautiful ocean and then it would be a desert with just beautiful dry mountains with all these succulent plants on them. And I'm just like, oh my God, this is so pretty. Like I definitely would love to live there.
And I just love being on location like for work. So to get to go to Africa, it was just really exciting. It's beautiful out there. Like she said, we filmed in different locations. We stayed in huts. We saw different animals. I went into like this river thing. It was really, really, really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it looked amazing. So I can imagine actually being there would have been, crazy. What did you learn working alongside actors like Idris Elba and Charlotte Copley? Is there anything in particular that you think you're going to take forward with you as you move into your career?
I want to take two things from both of them. Like Mr. Charlton, he told me not to give up, and like he told me because he like when we made this movie, he said this movie is gonna make it big, and he said that, and I was like it is, and then but he said do not get he said do not get full of yourself. He said because there are sometimes there's people out here that sometimes do that. So I was like I promise I won't, and he was like and if you do, I'm coming for you. So I want to remember that one. But and then Mr. Elba, one of his necklaces in the movie, he gave it to me as a souvenir to take back home with me, and I've had it ever since. So, and he's told me a lot of things to encourage me on the way for my other films.
And working with both of them, I mean, they're so talented. I learned a lot. Like even Charlton, he makes the character his own. He brought so much of himself into that, and he was never scared to like ask questions and stuff. And I feel like I'm just watching and I'm like, okay, cool, that's great. And with Idris, I mean, just talented, and he gives this out him like me and Leah like so much advice and helped us out a lot because this is our first leading thing. So he made sure that like he really guided us. He was definitely a great guidance for us.
Yes.
Nora and Meh both felt like true siblings, like the intensity and the tension between them as sisters felt like truly real. Like how quickly did you guys build that rapport?
Instantly, honestly.
Yeah.
From the time we like met on Zoom for the audition process, like it was there, and then once we found out we both booked it, we saw each other at the airport, literally instantly there. So when we were filming, it was all natural, and I'm older than her, of course, so I felt like the need to protect her, to protect Leah. So with Amir and Nora, it's like Amir is really gonna go hard for her sister. So chemistry was so natural and it was so real.
There were so many moments where you're bickering and it just reminded me of me and my own sisters. So I was like, yeah, this is like, I would have believed it if you guys had said that you were siblings. Throughout the movie, there were like many nail-biting moments where we were kind of like, oh, maybe don't do that. Were there any things that your characters did that you do not think that you would have done, or anything that you guys would have done differently if you were actually playing your characters like in real life? If you were actually stuck in the jungle, like, was there anything that you were like, I would never do that?
I was gonna say Mir's extremely fearless, and she does a lot. I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but she does a lot of things that I think the whole audience is gonna be like, why would this girl do that? So Iyana would never do a lot of those things, but I feel like a lot of people are gonna agree with that when they see it.
In my opinion, like I would most definitely, if there's no one around in this one place, hopefully this gets posted after everyone watched it, but like if there's no one in this one place, and don't go wandering off by yourself. I will be holding everyone's hand while walking through. Like, I definitely also, I wouldn't have been as brave as what Nora was. And also, like, I love my sibling, like, because I have a brother, and of course I'm the youngest again. I definitely, no matter how mad they make me, I would never curse at them. So I, like, I would, like, in my head I was thinking, like, girl, why did you do that to your sister? But she did it.
As an additional question, is there anything that you would take away from both of your respective characters that you wish that you had in you? So, for example, Iyana, you said how brave Mare was. Was there anything else that you think you'd want to like take away with you?
I mean, being brave in itself is something that I would want to take away because I'm not as fearless as she is. Like, I know what I want and I'm very like driven and stuff, but Mira is kind of like on another level. So I definitely kind of, when I was creating this character and creating like the way that I would present her to, in this film, I learned a lot, and hopefully I can be a little bit more brave like her.
And what about you, Leah?
I definitely would want to take away the braveness of Nora, and how much she has helped throughout this movie. And I want to take away the acknowledgement from, like, knowing that her sister is going through something, but also her father is going through something. Like, she's understanding both sides. That's what I want to take away, to understand everyone's side and not just being on one or two, or that's what I want to take away from her.
Speaking of you, Leah, like, you played some like amazing daughters, like in some shows. You were Lola in Empire. You were Nora in Beast, amazing as well. You're going to also be in Percy Jackson next. How do you make your characters? Do you take a lot from yourself and your home, or do you try and make the best the character can be?
Well, for Nora, when I read the script, there was a lot of stuff in there that I was like, oh yeah, this is definitely how I act at home. I was like, this one might not even need acting. I can just be myself. And in Percy Jackson, it's Annabeth, and she's the goddess. She's the daughter of Goddess of Wisdom. So in this one, she also has her hat that makes her invisible, that says New York on it. And I got me a hat like that to practice, like, her putting it on and off, to feel how it is to, use that when she needs to. And I've been practicing because also, like, I'm not saying that I am the daughter of wisdom, but like I know that I have some wisdom in my mind already before Annabeth even came up into my part, and now I've connected so much with Nora and Annabeth. So, and I am going to most definitely try my best to play Annabeth Chase, because I know that that's who I am playing for, and that's why I got picked, because of the talent that I have for her.
Hey, we support you here.
Yep.
Thank you.
Iyana, we know that you've been in like loads of roles. This is like, I actually remember quite a few of the roles that you've been in before, and I was like, oh, I know her face from somewhere. But how do you, like, you're really interested in fashion, and I know that you also have a skincare line. How do you kind of find an equilibrium between finding roles that are perfect for you, like this one, whilst also pursuing your other interests?
Honestly, right now it's been a little bit hard just because I've been so busy with acting. So it's like sometimes I do have to neglect like the skincare line and stuff. So I'm working on ways to just like have better time management, have more help for sure. Sometimes I'm like, no, I don't need help. I can do this all by myself. But it's realizing like, no, I do need help so I can get everything done efficiently and work on all of my goals. Of course, acting is priority, but so are the other things that I love too. So I'm figuring it out.
Well, I think we're all watching you now. So I mean, whatever path you go down, it's going to be really exciting, I'm sure.
Thank you.
So you've both starred in a mixture of dramas and comedies and now blockbusters. What kind of roles would you love to be in? What would be your next big dream role to conquer?
I want to be a superhero. Like, I want to be invisible or something. Leah, I didn't even know your character was invisible, so I think that's super cool. Maybe
She
if
turns invisible with her
exists
hat.
on that show, they can always cast me. But definitely something fun. I want to have powers and stuff. I think that'd be super cool.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. Like, I want to have like, like a superpower basically, but I want to turn into like, I don't know why this sounds really, but I almost want to turn into like, an animal, but not like a little, like a dog or something, but like I want one of those, like those fierce animals, like a lion, and like I want to turn into one of those fierce animals, and then like most of the time I'm playing as an animal, and then out of nowhere I just like come out and I'm a human again, like basically like like I think it's Twilight, Twilight, like that kind of where it turns to the wolves and things. So yeah.
That would be cool.
I think I would like to see both of those movies. Another thing that was so great about Beast as well was just like seeing a Black family who were like had complicated like issues and were broken, but at the same time were really united. And of course seeing two beautiful sisters who also bickered, but at the end of the day came together. When you're like looking for roles, does the idea of like representation or kind of playing positive Black figures come to mind, or is it something that you just want to play a role and by virtue of that it is a positive, if that makes sense?
You can go again.
When I first started off, I think that I didn't fully think about it per se, but now that I'm at a point where I'm able to kind of like pick and choose in a way, like what I want to even audition for, I do like make sure that it's a character that has a real storyline and that I want to actually portray. So representation does matter. And even to talk about Beast a bit too, like I think that it's super cool that these characters, they're not doing bad stuff. Like it's a great Black family and we are positive. The dad is the doctor. I'm on my way to college. And I think that people are going to really relate to that too and be like, oh, this is a Black family that's going through a lot, but they're still a great family at the end of the day.
Filming, being a Black girl and filming Percy Jackson is so amazing to me. I love showing off my braids in there, and also just like with the stuff that I audition with, at first when I about like 2 years ago, at first I was rethinking my stuff. I was like, I don't know, like maybe what if they'll want me or something. But I have gotten way more confident, and I now know that I can audition for anything because it doesn't matter about like how you look or what you are or like how you're built. What matters is the talent, and it doesn't matter about like how you speak or how you talk. It really matters about the talent and how you do on the show. So all I know is that if I can fit the part, then I'm gonna get the part. So I am super happy for that, and I am like amazed to be a Black woman.
Yes.
Well, girl.
Thank you very much, Iyana and Leah, for speaking with us today. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you, you too.
Yeah. Have a good day.
Thank you, you too.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to this very special episode with Iyana Halley and Leah Jeffries to talk about the blockbuster Beast dropping on August 26th. You can find us at The Nerd Alternative with the E on Instagram and on Reddit. You can find us at The Nerd Alternative without the E on Twitter. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and pretty much any major podcast platform. Please leave us a like and a subscribe and a comment. It will go a very, very long way. Thanks again, and we will catch you next time.